We're in the lesson on the topic of connecting into one soul. We'll read from selected excerpt from the sources. Rav, please, connecting into one soul. Rav, yes, this topic is a very important topic, which explains to us how we came from one soul, which is the soul of Adam HaRishon, the first man, and there is nothing more than the soul of Adam HaRishon. In essence, that was created, and we need to feel that we are parts of it, and to return in an effort to this one soul of Adam HaRishon as one man with one heart. All in all, that's what we need to do, all the created beings. And we have to show everyone this example. So let's do it. We'll try. And read for us, Oren. First excerpt, RABASH says, we have to know that all the souls extend from the soul of Adam HaRishon. For after he sinned in the sin of the tree of knowledge, his soul divided into 600,000 souls. This means that the one light that Adam HaRishon had, which the Zohar called upper brightness, which he had in the Garden of Eden at once, spread into many pieces. Again, RABASH says, we have to know that all the souls extend from the soul of Adam HaRishon. For after he sinned in the sin of the tree of knowledge, his soul divided into 600,000 souls. This means that the one light that Adam HaRishon had, which the Zohar called upper brightness, which he had in the Garden of Eden at once, spread into many pieces. As usual, Kyiv, please. Student. What is the vision of the Adam HaRishon? Is it linked to the points in the heart or not yet? Rav, all in all, we are one soul. And what happened is that we feel ourselves that we don't even belong to one soul, as if it didn't exist. And it doesn't exist now. There is no assembly or connection that we belong to. That we are depending on each other, and if so, in an egoistical way. And it's not that we belong to one soul, to one body, one creator, one something. There is no feeling of connection, mutual desire, one vessel. And that's why he says that the first man has sinned in the sin of the tree of knowledge. He damaged all his parts. And so all these parts were separated into 600,000 souls, 600,000 parts. And since then they do not connect. However, they reveal more and more and more how much they are opposite, further away from each other. That's it. Nevertheless, we need to discover that we are part of one system, that we are in one body, in one desire, belong to one upper force, and have to come back to be as one man with one heart, as it's written. That's it.
А вот это состояние души Адама Ришон, оно существует параллельно?
This state of the soul of Adam Rishon, does it exist parallel to us, or was it something that was and now there isn't, and we have to come back to it? Well, and we have to come back to it. There is no duality here. However, the way it was one desire that was filled in one fulfilling, one connection, which is called one soul. Therefore, we call it Adam Rishon, the first man, and all this thing was shattered, torn, and instead of it, there is now 600,000 souls. 600,000 souls that are alone or not connected between them according to their feeling, according to their lack of inclination for connection. They are in separation, in rejection, in mutual hatred, and this is called Adam Rishon, the first man after the sin.
Woman Moscow.
Спасибо большое, дорогой Раф. Скажите, пожалуйста, а что нам в десятке может помочь почувствовать, что когда-то мы были...
Student, what can help us in the 10 to feel that once we were upper brightness together and that all my friends are inseparable parts? How to feel this? Well, we feel ourselves as if we don't belong to one another, and all our lives, each one of us is living his life in a separate way. But there are people like us, Bnei Baruch, that suddenly felt how the destiny, some sort of a force, pushed them into one system, into one society, and they started to feel themselves that they are connected somewhat with some sort of a knowledge together, and they have an opportunity to come to know the connection between them, to come to know the force that's connecting them, and wants to bring them into closeness and identifying with him, with that force. And in such a way, these people that receive this opportunity to connect, that's what happens to them. They come closer to one another. In this closeness, there is guidance from above, from the upper force, from the Creator, and there is also guidance from our behalf that we want to, by studying, by reading, by hearing, by doing exercises, that we also want to be more connected with one another. And here, between us, we have to go through the system of connection. That even though we don't want to do that so much, with all sorts of problems along the way, on purpose, because these are artificial things, these are artificial things according to the breakage of Adam Rishon, the shattering of Adam Rishon. Even though these incidents that were revealed, we nevertheless have to hold on to each other and reveal the connection between us. That means, in practice, to connect ourselves again to one system.
Дорогой Раф, а можно продолжить? Вот своих близких, дочь, мужа, я чувствую очень-очень.
Student, let's say my daughter, my husband, I feel them very much. I'm concerned about them. My heart can ache if something happens to them. How to want to feel the same towards a friend in the 10? Well, it's a problem. We have this evil inclination that we need, even though that this is how it plays with us, we need to reveal it as a disturbing or interrupting force that we need to skip over and connect between us, and then this interrupting force will become the connecting force, and we will rise above it in connection between us in order to be as one man with one heart.
Спасибо большое.
Woman PT 33, student loved saying the phrase, the sin of the breakage, because it was always disturbing to me, because we learned that before the breakage we didn't have the awareness, and when the Creator broke us, we didn't have a choice. Is it true? Well, the light decided to break us because this was the goal of creation, in order to give the created beings the feeling of how much they are not connected and how much that they by themselves can attain the connection, the unity. Student, then what was the sin of the created being? In what way was he able to decide otherwise? Well, this is how it's called, the sin. This is how it's called, the sin. Even though the Creator has done everything. Hello, Rav, thank you very much. The same part of the soul that broke from the general soul, does it feel itself as disconnected? Does the soul feel? It's a bit complicated for me, this matter. We are currently disconnected from the soul, aren't we? Love, we are in the broken soul and we feel a part of it, which is called our life. Student, okay, and when we try to connect, and we connect, so in essence, the parts of the soul are connecting? Love, yes. Student, thank you very much.
Rav Shalom. Dediniz ki adam
Student, hello.
birliği istemedi. Burada Tanrı
I heard that the first
ruhunu yaratan da Tanrı yani.
Adam Rishon had sinned because he did not want the connection. Is the meaning of it that the Creator has done something wrong? Did the Creator made a mistake because the Creator created the first, the Adam Rishon? How to understand this? Again, of you, the translator. The friend is saying that I've heard that the first Adam Rishon has sinned by not wanting the unity. So to say, there is some sort of a malfunctioning. So the Creator made a mistake because the first man did not want unity. What happened here? Well, the Creator created the first man, and then he gave it the conditions for connection to all its part that the first man could not sustain, and he had only good force that couldn't overcome the bad force, because you need two forces in order to sustain the soul. And in such a way, the Creator made the first man feel that he's missing an inclination of his own for unity and unification between all its parts. I purposefully am not so much broadening the speech about it, because I want you by yourself to think about this state that was created, because they don't talk about it a lot. Kabbalists do not talk about it a lot. And then, when the first man returns to his initial connection against all the bad forces that are revealed in him, then he understands what is separation, and against it, opposite to it, the connection. Yes. Student, thank you.
Вот как нам использовать по максимуму свои возможности, чтобы получить избавление?
Student, how to use the opportunities in the best way on the brink of this great holiday that we're coming to, this Pesach, in order to solve this problem, not to miss the opportunity of to connect between you in such a way that each one will help the other, and that all of you together will take each other in one hand in internal connection and help each other to elevate the group upwards more and more towards the Creator, that means towards love and bestowal. Second excerpt, Baal says, it is said that there are 600,000 souls, and each soul divides into several sparks. We must understand how it is possible for the spiritual to divide, since initially only one soul was created, the soul of Adam Rishon. In my opinion, there is indeed only one soul in the world. That same soul exists in the children of Israel, complete in each and every one, as in Adam Rishon. Since the spiritual is indivisible and cannot be cut, which is rather a trait of corporeal things. Rather, saying that there are 600,000 souls and sparks of souls appears as though it is divided by the force of the body of each person. Love again. Owen. Again, Baal says, it is said that there are 600,000 souls, and each soul divides into several sparks. We must understand how it is possible for the spiritual to divide, since initially only one soul was created, the soul of Adam Rishon. In my opinion, there is indeed only one soul in the world. That same soul exists in all the children of Israel, complete in each and every one, as in Adam Rishon. Since the spiritual is indivisible and cannot be cut, which is rather a trait of corporeal things. Rather, saying that there are 600,000 souls and sparks of souls appears as though it is divided by the force of the body of each person. Thank you, Rav. It is written in the excerpts what is that the division of the body is into from one. What does he mean by that? That each one has a feeling and can feel all the souls. And also, the connections between them. Womanita 6.
Rav, another question. To join the broken parts, we must use the attraction force of the Creator that's as for us. So be with Him because He is the one who operates. Thank you.
Yes, we ask the Creator pulling forces or attraction forces that we will be able to activate them and in such a way come closer to each other. Third excerpt says Baal HaSulam, there is no more than one soul, as it is known, by the measure of each and every soul that purifies and cleanses itself from its filth. Hence, when all the souls are corrected, they will draw onto them the entire upper soul of Atzilut, to each and every soul, since the spiritual is indivisible. At that time, and the Lord will be king over all the earth. Hence, while even a single soul is denied of complete purity, the extension of this Kedusha, holiness, will be deficient in every soul from Israel.
Woman French.
Merci. Question de la dizaine. Est-ce que notre correction, nous la faisons?
A question from the 10. Is our correction individual in the connection towards friends, or it is done together in order for us to be able to correct ourselves? Rav, it is a very not simple and complicated question. You've asked nicely. Our correction, to the extent that it feels to us that it only happens to us, we are spread out over all the souls, and therefore I correct my small part. By that I am correcting the inclusion of my small part with all the souls, and therefore you cannot say that the person here corrects only one thing. However, it corrects the entire creation, but in a small scale, which is being included with creation. And he corrects more and more, and at the same time the other corrects more parts, and they are also included in that person, and by that it's called one will help his friend. I in him and him in me, and by that we all correct everyone. And in such a way we all come to be as one man with one heart. Okay, Elodie.
Dans l'autre sens, quand on veut faire ce travail dans le groupe,
when we want to do this work in the 10,
on peut dire que tout ce qui arrive de
can we say that all that happens, all the disturbances that come to each friend, it's important to put it in our center so we can all feel the 10 as one, that the 10 needs to do this work. Love, it's very true. You are correct. And in essence, in general, you're very smart. The friend wants to ask another question. Can I ask another question? Love, yes. Thank you. According to what we read now, I'm asking a question that might not be very good, but does each one of us have 600,000 souls? Love, yes. Each one is included from 600,000 souls. And there is a bigger and bigger division. That means 600,000 souls, and each one of these souls is divided into 600,000 and another 600,000 and so forth. Student, and that means that's that we are as the Adam Arishon? Rav, each and every one, and everyone else who's connected is like Adam Arishon. It's not according to the numbers, but it's according to the intensity of the feeling. It's according to the unity. We will later on feel it more, understand it more. So I'm hugging all of you, and we will meet you tomorrow. All the best. A lot of success. Be well. Owen. Also, Rav, be well. You be well. Let's finish with the song.
Reuniendo nuestro kyiv, dibujando en conexión, ascendimos sin razón, como notas del amor, instrumentos del Creador. נמתח קו קשר כמיתר, מעשה צליל נוצר, מוויתור לנתינה, ממעשה וכוונה, נשמע שוב את קינו דוד מגור הלב. Let's sing as one, and we'll see how love will cover all the crimes as we unite, walk together from the darkness to the light. La 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 la, 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 la 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 la. Let's sing as one, and we'll see how love will cover all the crimes as we unite, walk together from the darkness to the light. Let's sing